watching many others do their spring marathons at the moment, and I'm only just hitting my taper. Originally, I wanted 2 weeks of taper to allow myself more time for bigger mileage, but I settled on a shorter peak and a longer taper. I still managed 5 days of running, 71k or 44 miles of running this week, which included my 100th parkrun, a run up the hills with my 4-legged training partner, and a fairly brisk 5x1 kilometre session. Let's kick off taper week 1 of 3 with a jaunt up the Malverns. Easy high five. Alright, don't worry about it. So week 14, we've made it. This is how my taper looks so far, because it's the start of a 3-week taper for me, and the weekend just gone was the end of 3 weeks of a peak. So I'm really glad the way the peak went. Actually, I got some really good long runs in there, 3 good weekend long runs in a row, as well as some good speedy stuff, and yeah, it all went quite well. But I don't know who needs to hear this, but your taper doesn't mean you have to sit around watching TV waiting for your marathon or your race. You can still stay active, you can still train, just train a bit less. So this week I'm going for about 70% of my peak volume, so I'm aiming for about 70k this week, which will still be quite a bit of a big week. But then next week and race week, hopefully will get me to race there with fresh legs, with reduced intensity and or reduced volume. So coming towards the end of my 8k run today with Daisy. You all right, Daisy? Daisy, you all right? She's all right, she's fine. So yeah, we're feeling good. Let's see what else week 14 brings. Good girl, Daisy. Sun's out, guns out, or in my case they're more like water pistols, spud guns. Spud guns out. So I'm doing a around about a 10k today. I'm going to try and do 5 by a k, and the kilometre that will be on will be around about threshold pace, so somewhere between half marathon and 10k pace. So for me, be around about 4:25 a k, and to take the heat off, the off k's, which is what I'm running now, are going to be easy, which is about 5:50 a k. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Speaking of heat, by the way, about taking the heat off, it is warm today. So I don't know if this is a blessing or a curse, but you know, what are we, week 14 now? 14 weeks I've had of freezing cold training. So I think this might be a blessing. I've got 2 more weeks to adapt to this warm spring weather. Newport for me could be really quite warm at the end of April, who knows. Anyway, let's get this session done. Let's see if we can smash it. final lap, final rep. This has been a good workout so far. Let's finish strong. Crikey, fastest one of the day, 4:02. Good session that, good session. One thing I struggle with is slowing down on my recoveries. So I had to consciously be disciplined, keep those offs nice and steady, nice and slow, so that when it came to the ons, it all felt a bit easier. So, very serendipitously surprised to have progressively got a bit quicker through that, so happy days. Big day today. It's not just a normal Saturday at Parkrun. Today is my 100th Parkrun. So Laura and I have got a special affinity, I don't know what it is, with Weston-super-Mare. We just love it down here. So we thought, what better place to come to do my 100th Parkrun. So looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. Sun's out. It's a little bit chilly. We're trying to ignore that. But Parkrun, I can't believe I've done 100. If any of you want to go down this rabbit hole, have a look at my first ever one that I did, which was December 2022. So if any of you want to have a look at my first ever Parkrun that I did at Worcester Pitchcroft in 2022, December 2022, feel free to have a look. I did it in 25 minutes, and back then that was a huge PB, and I was running hell for leather. Now that pace that seemed impossible is now my marathon pace, my target marathon pace for my upcoming race in a couple of weeks' time. So it's funny how things can just progress with a bit of consistency, and that's the thing about Parkrun. It allows you to just try different ones, go to different places, meet new people. I've made some amazing friends over 100 Parkruns, and I just love it, and I think you do as well. So let's go and enjoy this one. Marine Parade, Weston-super-Mare. It's going to be fun.
Guessing you're Andy?
Yes.
Yeah, well done Andy, I'm 100.
When we used to be in love, and we thought that nothing could ever keep us from partying, leaving this romance behind. But now you're gone, and all I have is time. And though you're not here anymore.
This has been the Marine Parade Parkrun at Weston-super-Mare. It's been wicked, hasn't it?
It's been so nice.
Awesome place to do a 100th Parkrun for mine anyway.
Yeah.
So now it's time to hit the slots, hit the donuts, go to our favourite restaurant for breakfast, and watch Laura Maguire finish strong. Cheers guys! Thank you, cheers! That was wicked. Cheers, cheers mate, it was really good. 10 out of 10 for that one, 10 out of 10. Last long run of the block. How am I saying that? How does life move so quickly? It's 2 weeks before my marathon in Newport. Next week's only going to be about an 8 or a 10 miler on a Sunday, so there won't be anything big next week. But today I'm doing 25k, which is around about 15 mile, and I'm going to break it up into 3 sections. First 10 are going to be 10k easy, second 10k marathon pace, and then 5k easy to finish. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just run around the race course, do a loop, head up the canal, and then head up the canal. Fairly straightforward run, nothing as intense as the last 2 or 3 weeks of long runs, so I know I can do this. I've just got to do it. So why don't we stop talking about it and actually do it? Okay, here we go then. Beautiful sunny morning down on the canal. Now it's time to push a bit harder, get that 10k block in at marathon pace. Let's go. Stuff. So second block of 10k done. Did have a an incident halfway where I stopped it. I saw some kittens. I just thought they'd been dumped, so I sort of called them over. Just, you know, obviously they're kittens, so they wouldn't come anywhere near me. And I was just checking that they hadn't been like dumped, but they didn't look newborn. They looked, I don't know, 6-9 months old, so probably just exploring the local area, but they ran off through a fence. So that's why one of my laps said 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes. But as I moved through the next pace, moving pace was back to where it should have been, which was 5 minutes. So now it's 5 easy Ks and then we're done. Gotta say though, moving well, feeling really good. Okay, 25k done, and look at this amazing blue sky, spring sunshine, and I've just had 2 hours and 15 of running in beautiful spring morning weather. And training for a spring marathon I think is better than training for an autumn marathon, because when you train for an autumn marathon, York, Chester and marathons like that, you've got to get through the summer and the summer temperatures. But these springtime marathons, you obviously start around Christmas time when it's very cold, and gradually you start to see the blossoms, and you just, I don't know, there's just something magical about training for a spring marathon. And by the time you get to spring, it's obviously warmed up quite a lot, which is something you've got to deal with on race day, because a lot of us, for 90% of it, have been going out in long sleeves and leggings and cold weather gear. And then you're faced with, you know, 15 degrees and you're panicking thinking, how am I going to deal with this? But that is something to just deal with on race day. Stay hydrated and keep fueled up and all that sort of stuff, and wear appropriate clothing. But anyway, 25k done today, last long run of the block. So nice to see so many runners out on my run today, who I assume are, if they're not just weekend runners, they could be training, doing their last run before London. Which reminds me, if you're running London, very best of luck / I hope it went well, depending on when I get this video out. Manchester is going on right now, so as soon as I hit the stop button, I'm going to jump onto the tracker and have a look and see how, in fact let's have a look and see how Brett's getting on now. Where's my phone? 41, he's 41 minutes in. He hasn't crossed the timing mat yet, so I don't know what his pace is. Will Fu is 40 minutes into his race, so looks like Brett has gone on slightly ahead. Mac It hasn't started yet. I've got my eye on you, Mac. I'm hoping that you boys do well. And if you've raced Manchester this weekend, Manchester Marathon, I really hope it went well for you. Let me know in the comments how it went, because I've got so much FOMO about Manchester because I did it last year. Loved it. Everybody seems to be doing it this year. So let me know how you got on. I'd love to know. And equally, if you haven't let me know about Paris and Brighton as well, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. So there we go, last long run done, 25k, feeling good. I'm up to about 70-ish k for the week. Taper week 1 of 3. Done ski. 2 weeks today, we're running Newport, and I am so excited. I'm feeling ready already. Mega excited now for the next 2 weeks. I can't wait for the Newport Marathon. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Take it easy wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you soon. Ta-da.
It's on, Andy!